One of the greatest things about PUBG Mobile is showing off your vertical. Why don't you give us a look at your vert, buddy? How high can you get up? Woo-hoo-hoo! Well, hello there, humans, hippies, earthlings, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and if you're lucky enough to be doing it too. I'm Bushka, and if I was any fitter, I'd be a danger to shipping. This is a video about scopes, specifically the 6x and the 8x, and how they work with the Kar98 and the M24, the two most common bolt-action marksman rifles in the game. The reason I'm doing this video is I did a poll on the, because God help me, I love giving you guys what you want. I did a poll on my community tab. I had 7,200 votes already, and about 3,500 of them have said, well, 3,000, that they wanted this scopes vid. So here we go. Now, the reason I'm making it these two specific scopes, the 6 and the 8, and the two bolt-action sniper rifles, is because they're absolutely clutch. They're so important. They are the guns that people use because they want to basically headshot targets and take them out of the game at long range. They do the most damage, just where you're at. What you're going to learn at the end of this is how to use the 6 and the 8x scope to figure out how far away the target is and how far you should lead a target at those different ranges. And that's pretty important stuff, because once you get good at this, you will just be more accurate. You will quite simply be more accurate. And that's pretty freaking important if you want to win PUBG mobile games, because, you know, people that shoot straighter tend to play the game later, like they are around. You know, I'm just trying to rhyme things so we remember them. Remember. Remember. The, whatever, Bushka, stop, you've lost it. And the way we're going to do this is on each scope, there are, on the reticle of the scope, there are dots and there are hashtags and markers that really indicate stuff. Like, I've played different games before that were very realistic, like tank games like World War II Online, Battleground Europe, and where you had to figure out the range targets are away using the scopes, the triangular ZIS mechanics and all that kind of thing. So this was not new for me, but it may be new for you if this is the first time you've ever looked at it. We're going to be using these two big dogs, the Kar98 and the 6x and the 8x scope, and the M24 and the 6 and the 8. Now, I'm going to keep this as simple as freaking possible. I'm not going to complicate it with ballistics, shell velocity, all that kind of crap. I'm just going to tell you how to tell what range a target's at and how many body lengths you need to lead it. Okay? Now, at 150 meters on an 8x scope, a target will take up the entire bottom half of the reticle, the thin black line. Now, there are 8 black dots on that and a red dot in the middle on all that X and Y axis. That is how far at 150 meters. And that's so simple. That's in the 200 meters, they take up all the black dots and no further. So the black dots go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, then a big space, and then you get to the thicker black line on the edge of the reticle. That's very, very straightforward. Hey, very straightforward. I'd say that's a great way of reading the scope. That's at 200 meters. At 300 meters, it's like half of the dots. So it's really, really small. And this is the range where you really want to know what you're doing, because at this range, an 8x scope, if you miss, they know exactly where you are. So you want to make sure that first shot hits. So you're going to lead it the right distance. And I will teach you all the body lengths and all the distances that you need to know. That's all you need to know. Now let's have a look at the 6x scopes. I mean, you can see how small that is. And the 6x scope is actually interesting because in the bottom left-hand quadrant, there is a 3, 4, 5, 6, and 800 marker. Now, you only need to worry about the 300 marker for mobile because we don't render past 310 meters for players. If you fit that little dot to dot there over a player, he's 300 meters away. Now, the reason I'm using 100 meters for the 6x is if you take up all of the vertical access, the thin black line from top to bottom, you're 100 meters away. And that's a very, very easy way of doing it. If you are below the horizontal line and reaching to the first hash mark down below, you can see where our Mammam's feet are there. That's 200. And at 300, you don't need to worry about using this. You can use the little section there that we talked about earlier. If the target is within that boundary there, you know they're 300 meters away. So, how to lead the target? Well, it's very, very simple. And thankfully for the 6 and the 8x, the rules are all the same. Now that looks great, but how far away is that? Well, I'm going to show you. What I've done is I've got Mammam, I've stood him there, and then I've stood him, you can see that that's an extra body length away. If you lead one body length with an 8 or a 6 at 150 meters, well, happy days. You're going to hit the target every time. You can see here, All I do is I wait for them to cross over Mamam, who is 1 extra body length away from the actual middle of the reticle, and I press the button, and bang, we get a winner-winner chicken dinner every time. It's just a massive, easy thing to do. So easy to do. That's 1 body length at 150 meters. Now remember, at 150 meters with the 6 times, it's exactly the same. You can see that body length there. I'm just going to prove this to you again, so you can see there's an extra body length. That's where we hit the target when they hit between those 2 blue lines, and down, bang, goes Rastus. Once you get used to this, again, and again, and again, you can hit the freaking target. Like, these are the rules. 150 meters, 1 body length. Not even hard. At 200 meters, guess what? 2 body lengths. Like, that's so easy. That's such an easy thing to remember. At 200 meters, 2 body lengths. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go back to my room. Same with an 8 times scope. 200 meters, 2 body lengths. At 300 meters, it's 3 body lengths. I mean, 100, 1. 151. 200, 2. 300, 3. This is absolutely simple. And you know that you can figure out how far away they are, because when you put your reticle over the target, you can tell what it looks like. And you don't need to remember all of them. You just basically need to be able to get a good estimate on this. So if you're looking at a target and he's running along and it's really, really hard to tell, all you really need to know is what 200 meters looks like on a 6 and an 8. On an 8 times scope, 200 meters is all the black dots. That's really, really simple. And that means that you're going to have to go with 2 body lengths. If they're bigger than that, then you go with less body lengths. If they're smaller than that, you go with more body lengths. It's really simple. At 200 meters on a 6 times scope, they are all of the bottom of the reticle down to the first hash mark. If they're bigger than that, less lead. If they're smaller than that, more lead. I mean, I set this up at 300 meters, and you can see every time they pass that 3 body lengths, I'm smacking it, and they're falling down. It's really important that you understand that this is not going to be perfect. There will be times when you don't nail it, when not everything falls into place, and that's fine. Don't stress, don't sweat it. And the more you do it, the more you'll learn what 100, 150, 200 looks like. That's cool. But if you can figure out one margin, just like what 100 meters looks like, or what 150 meters looks like on both scopes, then you can work from there, because all you need to know is one solid part on each scope, and then you can adjust out from there. If you want to be better, if you want to get better, if you want to be a better sniper, these are the things you want to start doing. I can't emphasize this enough, that it is not a hard thing to do. It's just something that takes a little bit of effort. And if you figure it out and you work at it hard, you'll be better for it. I hope you guys enjoyed that. You're bloody well better off. 3,000 of you grubs voted for it. So if I don't see lots and lots of likes and thumbs up and sharing this video around the traps, then I'm going to go and personally give you all a very stern talking to. Because freaking hell, man, this video took a long, long time to do. And I wanted to be able to come up with some kind of simple rule and guideline that worked for all you guys. And that was the simplest way I could do it. Find out one distance that works for you with both scopes, and understand that, you know, that is X or that is Y. So at 150 meters, you're giving it a body length. And from there, just extrapolate your best guess. You know, it's a rule of thumb. Your yardage is all about what works for you and which guns work for you. And if you're always using those bolt action sniper rifles, that's what you're going to get. Please subscribe to the channel. Please like the videos. Please chill out and hang out with me. I just want to be loved. And until next time, I really appreciate you guys as a community. You're pretty cool. Let's work together. Stay safe on the battlefield. Be nice to your mum. Walk the dog. Eat your veggies. And take a little time out every day just to think about life and how lucky you are to be part of this great big ball of rolling rumble. I'm Bushka. Bye for now.